Hi everyone, we're glad to present to you our interaction design solution that aims to change the way we feel and understand one of the most common aspects of our daily lives. Our team decided to address one of the problems that we found particularly meaningful. There is a marked disconnection between producer and consumer in the food buying experience. For our grandparents, vegetables on the plate had the face of a known land. It was the symbol of a community. Grocery shopping has become today a solitary act where the individual is detached from everything surrounding food, which has become an object of sale. However, COVID-19 pandemic has created a context where Quebecers are more interested in knowing what their food budget benefits local businesses, from the farm to the supermarket shelf. There is an openness to buy local and respecting environmental values, a trend strongly linked to the growth of online shopping. This context has contributed to questioning our purchasing practices and food in general. Some key moments in Quebec history played a major role in our relationship with food, or the food market in general. For example, the arrival of electricity, which changed the way food was preserved, and the rise of online food markets. Following that preliminary research, our team established three main objectives. The first was to create a link between producer and consumer in places where there is none. Second was to bring back the emotional and connection to the food. The last one was to imagine a solution that prioritized the respect of environmental values. Our design process started with a brief phase. This step allowed us to acquire sufficient level of knowledge about gratitude and the target an area of activity that we found particularly interesting, as food is essential for all. In addition, the context of the pandemic was a great opportunity to remind individuals and communities of what food means to them when they make a purchase. An opportunity to make sense of it all and to highlight the work of those who contributed behind the scenes. Finally, in this phase, we were able to narrow down our research to define gratitude in the context of food buying. It is much more than a simple thank you. It's a deep and meaningful feeling that reflects an appreciation of the whole experience where the quality of products mirrors our own values. Our research statement was to understand the influencing factors of gratitude during the purchase of non-prepared food products by exploring and observing expression of gratitude during the different phases of the food buying experience to foster the feeling of gratitude and expressions amongst the individual involved. The team then defined research objectives such as understanding the ecosystem of food product reality and the different actors in this chain. It was relevant to know if there are factors of gratitude in the food buying experience for users, and if so, in which buying contexts these factors manifest themselves. Finally, the team aimed to explore the possible links between the level of abstraction and presentation of the product and the feeling of gratitude. We then proceeded to field and documentary research process. Depending on the research objective, relevant methods were targeted to achieve them first. First, an historical analysis was conducted to provide a good overview of the history of food in Quebec. Historical analysis consisted of comparing the function of an industry, organization, group, market, or practice through different phases of development in order to identify trends or cycles. This was done through a documentary research approach. It was important for us to have an in-depth understanding of the evolution of food industry and purchasing practices over time before delving into field research. This phase began following an ethnographic approach recommended. In order to do this, and always with a research objective in mind, we carefully selected 5 additional methods. These methods, which are guaranteed to be effective, have a good reputation thanks to their creator, IDEO. Fly on the wall, try it yourself, narration, foreign correspondence, and a marriage between the personal inventory and the 5 whys. We're asked to people to fill out their dream grocery list in order to target their emotional link with food. The main finding of our data analysis were that they are a factor that promotes gratitude during the food buying experience. Unfortunately, these manifestations of gratitude are virtually non-existent in many food services, especially grocery store and online experience types. Finally, design opportunity emerged from our analysis, including user want to feel free, ecological impacts is difficult to understand, food is shown as a simple marketing product, and human interactions are difficult. Our team then came up gradually with the idea of Saturne. Saturne enables a new way to approach a relationship with food and to connect with people around or beyond the product. Our solution imposed itself as a global experience and social technical system in order to respond to these opportunities, to bring back factors of gratitude in their experience and to solve the defined problem of disconnection and detachment, while respecting the sustainable low-tech approach. Accessible to all, it is a network that grows accordingly to the value of expressing and feeling gratitude. Producers and consumers are directly connected and the food is central, brought back to its vital essence. On the political side, the standardization of information presented on our product is reviewed to bring back fundamental and current values. 3 indexes have been retained: the Health Index, the Environment Index, and the Human Index. These allow for complete transparency so that buying becomes a fully conscious act and food is tangible. On the social side, the training employees is involved towards a specialization in food focused on local products and quality. Exchange is based on humanity without pressure on the user. We imagine a renewed label. We imagine a renewed label, which is main physical component of our solution. The new index are visible and coded. It's possible to see the origin of food and to have access to a personal note from the producer, creating a human link. The production and expiration dates provided a great temporal transparency. Finally, the QR code replaces the barcode and serves as a food tracking system for the producer. The solution also includes a virtual tool that takes place as a hybrid system. It allows the access to complete picture of the product announced by the label. You can contact and thank the producer, exchange video or photo. There's a summary of purchases in order to calculate the environment weight. It's also possible to have access to receipts, tip, and share between the users. The 2 components, physical and digital, interacts via QR code. During the renewed purchase experience of Saturne system, the consumer experience is directly linked to that of the producer. The connection is renewed, the feeling of gratitude is lived in parallel. Each step of the solution is a vector of gratitude, which is not only felt but also shared. Thank you for your time.